Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be doing something I really wanted to do for a very long time. As you can see here, I have a kit head and her face was marked by an orange marker. So I got this in a lot and she is the worst of them all because of the marker, and she doesn't have any eyes as you can see, and she doesn't even have a body. What I'm planning to do here is, instead of using the acne treatment, I plan to just paint over her face using white acrylic paint, and I'm going to thin it out with water. I'm going to do some layers. In this video, I think I made like 5 layers. I'm going to like speed it up a bit so that you won't have to like look at me painting on or packing on the white acrylic paint for like 20 minutes, I think. My inspiration for this customization is Little Miss No Name. So if you're not aware who she is, Little Miss No Name is a 1965 Hasbro doll, and she looks a bit strange, I must admit. So she is essentially a beggar doll. Okay, she has wide brown eyes. She is not smiling, she's frowning, and she has a tear on her right eye. I believe it's her right eye, or I could be mistaken, so just look at the picture. Okay, but anyway, so she doesn't have any shoes and she has her hands out, one of her hands outstretched to like ask for coins or alms. So basically, she is not really a very cheerful looking doll. So she is a depressing looking doll. And many people find her very creepy, but I actually like her for that because, well, if you've been watching my channel for quite some time, or if this is your first time, so I actually like creepy looking dolls or strange looking dolls. Okay, I like the paranormal, I like things that are scary. Most of my dolls are not like that, but recently I've been making, especially for Halloween, dolls that are a bit scary looking or a bit on the unusual side. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to like paint Kit's head white, because even though the original Little Miss No Name doesn't have really white face, so she is normal looking in that sense, so she has normal flesh tone skin. However, I plan to make this Kit a bit more darker in the sense that she is scarier looking. Also wanted to experiment a bit on painting over the markers, okay, the highlighter pen that was used on Kit's head instead of using the acne treatment, because I once saw one of my Facebook friends, Lindsay Bartels, who also customizes dolls, do this on one of her dolls. So she painted over the face with white acrylic paint, and I wanted to try it on for myself because I also wanted to test if this could work on dark skinned dolls like Addie or Sonali face mold, if I could get a white skinned Sonali or Addie by painting a white acrylic paint. And I have to tell you right now that this might not work, okay, because what I noticed when I did this, I don't know if it's the acrylic paint that I'm using or the consistency. Maybe I should have used more water, thin it out even more. It's a bit streaky. Okay, even though I did many layers, it's not going to look like, very smooth. I don't know if it's the technique that I use, the way I paint. Maybe there is a special way of doing it, and I would really have to ask Lindsay about that, or maybe check some YouTube tutorials if there are any that could teach me how to paint over something without it looking streaky. I just don't know, because I went into this blindly. I just thought, okay, I'm going to like use acrylic paint and then I'm going to thin it out a bit, and then I do have enough sense to know that you have to do it by layers. And as you can see here, I'm not actually painting over her ears because I do intend to have her ears covered by her hair. Okay, it's just that right now it's pinned back, or it's being covered by a hairnet. I still had fun doing this because it's something unusual and I felt so artistic while doing it, even though, to be quite honest, it's not really anything. I'm still very happy with that I decided to go this route because it's not something that you usually do, and I've always wanted to do it. So this kit head gave me this opportunity because she already had highlighter on her face, and I do know that highlighter, especially ones that are not black or something that is like red or orange, are the hardest to remove based on other people's testimonials. After I'm finished doing all of these layers, because I'm going to do this like 5 times, and the reason for that is because, as I said, you can't do it at one go. You have to put layer after layer of the white acrylic paint to cover all of the markings. So I'm going to just like skip, because all you'll be seeing is me painting over the face time and time again. So I'm going to like skip it so it doesn't like take like an hour for you to watch every painting that I did. I didn't show anymore the clip that I made for the 5th layer because it's all the same anyway. But look at her now. So all the orange highlighter has been removed, so it's already covered by the white acrylic paint. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in her eyes. So these are the eyes that I made for her. Um, Although yes, I do know that Little Miss No Name has brown eyes, but as I said earlier, I wanted to make her look even scarier. So Little Miss No Name is actually just my basis for this doll, or an inspiration if you will. So I made this very intense looking eyes. So okay, I'm going to show you why it's not advised that you paint the face first before putting in the eyes, because yeah, can you see the edges of the eye socket? So it was this the white acrylic paint was removed, okay, because of the pressure I placed in, and it showed the orange highlighter that I was painstakingly tried to remove or cover by the white acrylic paint. And now she looks even scarier with her the red markings under her eyes. So she's nightmare fuel, if I may say so myself. But yeah, we don't want that. Okay, I actually debated on keeping it because I did want her to look scary, but I was not sure if I wanted to look her to look that scary. But in the end, did another layer. I tried to cover it up with another set of white acrylic paint under the eyes, but eventually you'll see why it was a waste of time, because eventually I was going to go that route anyway. I'm going to paint over, well, paint around her eyes with sort of like this reddish brown hue, because I wanted to look her to look sunken. I wanted the eyes to look really, as if she hasn't slept, as if there's something wrong with her eyes. Have not bothered anymore, but okay, basically what I'm doing here right now is drawing on her eyebrows using my colored pencil, and I'm basically trying to copy Little Miss No Name's eyebrows. I noticed that she only has like very small eyebrows, but of course this is my version, so I just did use that as an inspiration, but I'm basically doing my own eyebrows. I still have a lot to learn, okay, about drawing eyebrows and painting on eyelashes. Actually, everything, okay, I still have a lot to learn. So this is like my way of practicing. Being here is I'm trying to make it downward because I want her to look like she is sad. I'm trying to make it more pronounced because, of course, we want her to actually have eyebrows and not just faint eyebrows that you can barely see. By the way, I'm so sorry, but this is a very controversial take because I did use human makeup to paint her face. I know some of the customizers advise against this, but I've used it and didn't see anything wrong, or I didn't see any after effects when I used the makeup. So I'm using my Jaclyn Hill palette to draw the face paint. So I'm just using this very light blue because I noticed that Little Miss No Name has light blue um, eyelids. Just to use that as an inspiration, I did this also. Very lightly touching it using blue eyeshadow. And I think I managed to get the shade that Little Miss No Name originally has. And after this, we're going to use like brown eyeshadow around the edges of her eyes. So all over, like we're going to make like panda eyes. So again, I do not recommend that you do this. If you do, please do it at your own risk. Many customizers do not recommend using human makeup on their dolls because they say that it does something to the vinyl. Personally, I didn't notice anything wrong with using this on my dolls, but yeah, to each their own. So as long as you own your doll and you're an adult, so make your own decisions when doing this. Just doing this because it's my doll and I can do this because I'm an adult. Okay, so as I said, I'm just using this reddish brown pigment on her face, on around her eye socket. So I'm just going to give her this sleep deprived, very swollen looking eyes. So I'm almost actually, in hindsight, I think this is almost like the one that they have in Mexico for the Day of the Dead, the candy skulls. So maybe I should have gone that route instead of making the Little Miss No Name. I could have gone ham on making her face, but yeah, maybe I'm going to do that on another doll, or maybe I'm going to redo this after Halloween. I may decide to just remove, or maybe not remove, just add on to the makeup that I already did and make her into a candy skull. Right now, we're just putting on this brownish, reddish brown um, pigment around her eyes to make her look really scary. Then I didn't know what came over me, but I decided to give her some eyelashes. I'm just going to use the same palette, my Jaclyn Hill palette, to paint on some eyelashes. So I'm just going to use like brown pigment to draw on some side lashes on her. I don't know if this was actually a good idea, but this is what I did, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so again, she is an experimental doll, and I think I'm not going to pretend that she's the best one out there, that I made her into this wonderful looking doll. If I'm going to be honest with myself, I really am happy, even though she's not perfect. I think I still got the effect that I wanted. I want her to look scary, and mission accomplished. She does look scary. Even now, she looks already very scary. So I just did a smidgen of like this brown, this black eyelashes on her, and then I'm just retouch the blue of her eyelids to give her that eerie looking eyes. And I think that's it. Of course, she's not Little Miss No Name without the very iconic teardrop. So this is the teardrop that I have. Okay, I dropped it. So I bought this from one of the online shops that I frequent. So this is actually based on um, bead. It's a teardrop, and as you can see, it's crystallized. So yeah, very very iconic. So here's my version of Little Miss No Name. I dressed her up in this outfit that I had my friend sew for me. So the inspiration for this outfit is Samantha's school uniform, if I am not mistaken. And my backstory for my Little Miss No Name is that she is a very, very timid and bullied student in a dormitory, and her classmates tormented her and locked her up in a basement, and they forgot all about her until it's all too late. So now she haunts the school. She is very, very miserable, and she always cries. And anyone who sees her or hears her lamentations will have a bad time in school unless they offer her lemon drops, was her favorite when she was still alive. But yeah, she's a very very sad figure. She is basically trapped in her misery, and yeah. So you'll probably see her in Totally Dolls. I'll be featuring her in my American Girl doll horror stories in the future. So watch out for her. Anyway, that's it. So that is my Little Miss No Name customization. I do have another video planned out, so I already shot it. I just need to edit it a bit, and you'll see it in a few days. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Bye bye!